probably the most common objection to evangelism these days is, isn't it wrong to impose our beliefs on others? Some people mistake evangelism for an imposition. And honestly, the way evangelism is sometimes done, I can understand that. The way sometimes people can be very pushy. But I think when you understand what the Bible presents as evangelism, it really isn't a matter of imposing your beliefs on someone. I mean, first of all, you understand them to be beliefs that are not mere opinions, but they are facts. So a Christian would never call sharing the gospel an imposition. Kind of like I wouldn't say that the pilot who flew me here from Washington imposed his understanding of the Orlando airport on me, when he brought the plane in and landed the plane. All the passengers, as far as I can tell, were quite happy with his understanding of where the airport was, and we landed right on the runway. That fact is a fact. It's not mine. It's not merely his. It exists. Second of all, they're not yours in the sense that they don't uniquely pertain to you or your perspective or your experience in the sense that you've made them up. Like, this is how I like to think of God. Well, no, that's not what we do when we share the gospel. This is how I see it. No. When we present the gospel, we're presenting the Christian gospel. We're not just presenting something that's helped Tom or helped Sarah. No, we are presenting something that is true. You didn't invent it. You have no authority to alter it. You're simply passing along some wonderful report, some wonderful news. And finally, on this objection or this misunderstanding, in biblical evangelism, we don't impose anything. In fact, we really can't. You see, according to the Bible, evangelism is simply telling the good news. It's not making sure the other person responds to it correctly, though we try, we persuade. I wish we could. But according to the Bible, we cannot make sure someone else responds positively. According to the Bible, the fruit of evangelism comes from God. We can sow the seed, but only God can give life and growth. I'm alluding there to 1 Corinthians chapter 3, where Paul wrote to the Corinthians, "What after all is Apollos, and what is Paul? Only servants through whom you came to believe, as the Lord has assigned to each his task. I planted the seed, Apollos watered it, but God made it grow. So neither he who plants nor he who waters is anything, but only God who makes things grow." So I can't make anyone a Christian. The Bible presents the human problem as one so deep that one could never solve it by coercive force or by imposition. All I can do is present the good news accurately, live a life of love towards the person, pray for them, for God to convict them of their sins, try to persuade them, and pray that God would give them gifts of repentance and faith. Now, true biblical Christian evangelism by its very nature then involves no coercion, but only proclamation and love. We are to freely present the gospel to all. We cannot manipulate anyone to accept it. Biblical Christians know that we cannot coerce anyone into life.